Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. You're logged on to Career Chat with Nangla. This is a platform where we try and bridge career growth or bridge the gaps with regards to career growth. And every other month, we are able to bring on board an expert in a specific field who gets to speak to us on a specific topic. So today, we're more than happy to have Madame Rosemary with us. We'll be reading her profile not so long from now. Um, so we're going to read her profile not so long from now, so you're able to know who we have. So before I get into reading her profile, I just want to indicate that we have interpretation available for this webinar. And you can go right down to the bottom corner of your screen where you see the globe. You click and then choose the language which works best for you. For our French speaking colleagues who are on the call, we wish you could do that. There would also be switches likely along the line. So we suggest that you're able to, switch accordingly to be able to get the full communication, also interpretation as we go on with the webinar. So once again, thank you all for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and proceed with our guest profile, and then we get directly into today's subject. But again, once again, thank you very much for coming. And for our partners, thank you very much for ensuring that we consistently have these webinars rolling. I'm talking about our partners like Psychogarnison, the association, the Students Association of the Day of Asti, focus on interpretation and translation, Sankofa and Pixelmuse. Thank you very much for your partnership. Today we have interpretation thanks to the Asti Students Association who will be doing and have been doing an amazing job backstage. Again, shout out to the Asti Students Association. So this takes me directly to the introduction of our guest for today. She's on board already. So today we have with us Madame Rose Marie Bobotu. She is a journalist and career coach. So since 2019, she has helped several African or African descent professionals in Africa, Europe, and the Americas land executive jobs through her online coaching platform. She currently works for the UN system, that's RCO, WHO, FAO. So during her career as a journalist, she collaborated with BBC and Jeune Afrique. So Rosemary here today has a master's in journalism from CELSA Sorbonne, a master's in media management from Sciences Po Paris, and MA in international affairs from the American University of Paris. She's the author of several self-published books. So we are more than delighted to have you today, Madam Rosemary. And thank you so, so much for making time out of your very busy schedule to share with us this valuable information that speaks to the desires of just a lot of people across different careers. So again, I would pass it on to you, Madam Rosemary. Let us know how you're faring today. How is today looking like for you? And then you would move in from there directly into our today's subject of discussion. So over to you.
Anna, hi, Marita. Hi, everyone. I'm really honored and thrilled to be with you today, joining you from Brazzaville. So I'm really excited to be sharing with you what I've learned, maybe the hard way, about Go career setting. So we met with Marita because I previously worked with the WHO, where so it's the United Nations agency specialized in health. And I still, so I here in Brazzaville at the regional office, and I still work for the United Nations, but for a different agency, although it's not really an agency. I work now for the United Nations Resident Coordinator Office here in Brazzaville. And to be joining this conversation with you. We will have an interactive session, meaning we won't be doing the talking all the time. You will have also at some points some exercises or sometimes to reflect on your own profile. Again, I'm thanking everyone for being here. So today we're going to cover something very important and something that can completely change your professional trajectory, how to set clear and intentional career goals for yourself and your career. And this is not just theory, this is by the end of the session, like I said, we will have a very concrete exercises and hands-on practice, and you will leave with concrete goals and an action plan for your own career and for yourself. So this slide is in French. I'm sorry, I didn't really have time to prepare a really nice looking presentation like this one because my schedule has been very busy at work this week. But I nicknamed myself. This is a nickname that I gave myself. The we we will say reinvention queen because I've had many different professional careers during my career. So I'm considering that I'm like in my third uh, third career. So I started in law, so I have a master's in law, and I worked as a paralegal for many years, for I think 5 years, something. And then I switched and I worked as a project manager for NGOs, working in the reconstruction or conflict resolution and in Africa. Then I because I was doing that in Brussels, then I moved back to Paris where I worked as a customer client service professional. Then I switched again to journalism. So I was working. You can see that in the picture in the middle. That's when I was working for BBC News, the French language for Africa, French language service for Africa. So I worked as a journalist. I, journalist in a written press with FAO, the Food and the health organization, and then I work now for the resident coordinator's office, like I mentioned, and I'm also on the employment frontline. I work as a work consultant for a relocation agency for expatriates. And I'm also, like Marita said, a career coach. So you can see a career going in all sorts of directions and sometimes transitions that don't really make sense when you look from the outside, and this is really what I would like you to avoid. So over to the translation team. I don't know if there are any French speakers, and I can go on with the rest of the presentation.
Yeah, I think you can go on because the interpretation button is there. Anybody who, again, it's a reminder. If you need interpretation, they are hearing you, so it's going on simultaneously. So don't worry to take breaks. Just
Okay,
flow.
okay, 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 great. Okay, okay. So switching to another one. Because I would like to share other stuff with you. So while I'm doing that, I'm working on this technical issue of stopping sharing my screen and switching to the other slide. I would like to challenge you to think and start with a simple but powerful question. If you could not fail, like if you knew you had all the breaks, you could do whatever you want, you were sure again that you would not fail at it, what career or what position would you take, would you choose? So don't overthink it. uh, just speak from your mind, speak from your heart. If you knew that anything could be possible, what like which job would you take? You can share it in the comments while I'm preparing for to share the next slide. Any of it, it can be anything. Like if you knew you could do anything, which job would you do? Would you be where you are right now, or would it be something totally different? And if there are any comments in the chat, if someone can read them out loud, read them out loud while I'm preparing to share my next slide.
Yeah. Oge says monitoring and evaluation for UNICEF. Burial says environmental engineer. Okay. Samanjong says a caregiver.
And would you still be like environmental engineer, something totally different, or would you, well, where would you be if you could do anything?
Burial says if she wanted to be where she hopes to, she would want to run a daycare center. Hung Chao says program manager for UNEP. So if you change, maybe while writing, you drop in your text, maybe say if you would like to change from, just say I would like to change to become this. Or but if you would like to stay, you can indicate that I would like to stay this, you know. Okay.
It's my computer is too slow. Okay, issues with my computer and the connection here. So let's just do this like that. So
Right. Somebody says, I'm currently an executive assistant. That's Kuncho. Says, I'm currently an executive assistant, but I would like to be a program manager for UNEP.
um,
Kingsley
so
says,
what would you do? What would you be?
yeah, so Kingsley says, I would like to become a country director for a humanitarian NGO. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So like you've seen in my very running a daycare center. Okay, that's nice. I see in the comments. Okay, so what we see in today's world is that many people actually don't actually choose their careers; they just fall in them. Like you've seen in my past, I've fall I've fallen into many careers. Um, According to the opportunities that were open for me and the whatever whatever was at hand. And many people are like me, and maybe you are like me too, that we take opportunities as they come without a clear direction. And over time, although it has been a very exciting and challenging career, I've been doing a little bit of everything, a little bit of everywhere. But over time, this can lead to frustration, stagnation, and feeling stuck. And today is about shifting from a passive approach that I might have had in the past to an intentional one. So this is one of the most important ideas that I want you to take away from this session. Your career is either a choice or a consequence. And either you design it or you end up accepting whatever comes your way. So let's sink in. Uh, Setting goals is not just motivational, it is strategic. Goals give you clarity, you know where you're going, they increase motivation, you have a reason to act, and they help you measure progress. And very importantly, recruiters value candidates who have direction and are not just flickering around, just carried away by the wind. But let's be honest for a moment. How many of you have already taken a job just to pay the bills? Just be honest about it. I will be the first one to raise my hand. And if I'm in the I'm reading the past comments, huh? I'm coming back to the past comments. So has it ever happened to anyone to take a job just to pay the bills? Just put one in the chat. Okay, let me take a look at the chat. Internet protection. Started. So I'm the only one who's ever done that. I'm glad that you didn't have to go through this predicament. recommend. It's really not a good way to choose your career for if you aim for impact. And now, so we're going to shift into action. I want you to imagine, this is what I take my career coaching clients through during our process, and this is what I would really encourage you to do on a regular set of time. I want you to imagine your life 3 years from now. Not your current reality, but your ideal scenario. So again, we're in the still in that mindset. What if anything could be possible? What if I could achieve anything? And what think about your role, your salary, where you an exercise that you can do. We don't have much time today, but you during the week, but imagine you see yourself 3 years from now. If you could do it, will take 1 or 2 minutes, so you can jot a few things down, and you can share maybe one aspect of what your dream or ideal career would look like. And this is a concrete exercise that I would encourage anyone to do on a regular basis, because it gives you like a sense of direction, and it gives you it will give your career more consistency. Like if I had done this exercise maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been hopping around from one job to another in one branch of business from another without real like continuity or sense of logic to it. But as you've seen since I've started, I've been introduced to Devon, and since I've been working with coaches on different aspects of my life, and you've seen that my career has had more consistency. Like I've been moving from journalists to communicate to like external communications, which is it is more it's connected in many ways, and it's not that is one is the continuity of another, but
Hello. It looks like her internet cut her off. Or can anyone else hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you, but we can't hear her.
Okay. Her network has been a little bit has been breaking, so I'm suspecting that her network probably has kicked her off.
Sorry, sorry. I was talking this whole time in the so because sorry. I lost the connection on my computer. It looks like, and sorry. So I was sharing very important insight. No, so basically, I was telling you, like you've seen in my presentation, I've been hopping from job to industry to without really a sense of direction. And I've been introduced to coaching in 2007. And since I've been working with coaches on different aspects of my life and this, including my career. And I've learned something very important is that you don't just walk around life aimlessly, but you need to have a vision for yourself and for every area of your life, because when you walk around without a vision, it's like hopping in your car and just driving around aimlessly without a sense of direction, without a sense of where you want to end up at the end of your ride. And if you do that, you're going to end up in very weird and very unpleasant sometimes locations. But when you walk in life with a sense of direction, you've seen how I've been hopping from job to industry to everything. And since I've started working on having a vision, my life started and my career started to make more sense. And I just moved or transitioned from journalism to external communications in the like in the UN in the United Nations system. It's and the United I've been wanted to work for the UN for a very long time, but it only happened or materialized once I had a sense of direction to my life. So it's very important to have a sense of where you want to head in life. And maybe of course there will be hurdles, there will be bumps. It won't be like a straight line. But if you walk in a car and know where you want to be headed, you know you want to be headed to Douala, you know you want to be headed to Yaoundé, you know you want to go to Lagos, you know you want to go to Paris, you know you want to go to New York or whatever. You might sometimes skip, or you might sometimes um comment dire, faire un détour, whatever, but you will reach your destinations because you know where you're headed. That's the difference between walking with a vision and just walking randomly in life. So I don't know if anyone has had the time to write their vision, where they want to be headed in 3 years. And the secret is not just to write and tuck your vision away. You need to keep it before your eyes. You need to read it regularly. If you can read it once a day or at least once a week, this is a good thing. And if you're a person of faith, I would advise you also to pray over your vision, to declare over your vision, to engage God in your vision. That's if you're a person of faith. But even if you're not a person of faith, personal development and psychology all says that having a vision written and keeping it before your eyes and reading it regularly, you will eventually reach your goals. Okay. So keep that in mind, write your vision and try to be specific in it. For instance, the job I got at the BBC, I had written my vision that I wanted to work for a main Pan-African media before the end of the year. And when I wrote that vision, I was still in journalism school. But I already knew after the journalism school where I wanted to be headed. And I didn't wrote specifically BBC, but I said a prominent Pan-African media, and I ended up at the BBC. Because when I saw the job advertisement, it was in alignment with my vision. I applied. Actually, I applied many times because it didn't work on the first time, but I persevered. I applied, I think, a second or third time, and then the second or third time, this is where it worked for me, and I got hired and was affected at their Dakar office. So always walk around with a clear vision of what you want. So now we balance vision with reality. Once you have your vision, your dream that if of what you would like to happen in your life, if anything was possible. Now you need to balance that with reality. You cannot build a strategy if you don't know your starting point, and you cannot build a strategy if you don't know your ending point as well. So take a moment to identify your strength, your key experiences, and also your gap. So it's not just a dream in your head, but it becomes a clear and concrete, not just a vision, but it becomes a goal. Now we're switching from dream to reality. For instance, I know that I want to be, I know that I want to be, I don't know. Well, let's say something. Let's say that my dream is to become the next Secretary General of the United Nations. Let's get wild. Let's dream big. Now, I need to know, do I have the strength required to become the next Secretary General? Do I have the right experiences to become the next Secretary General? Are there any gaps in my training, in my strength, in my experiences that would prevent me from getting this big goal or this big vision that I set before my eyes? So you need to become very real, and you need to become very honest with yourself, and clearly identify what are your strengths, what are your key experiences, and also your gaps. A lot of people skip this step. They dream big, which is good, but they don't assess their current position honestly. So in the end, they prevent themselves from reaching their goal. Strategy comes from alignment between where you are and where you want to go. So to move from ideas to execution, we need structure. And this is where the SMART method comes in. It forces you to turn vague ambitions into concrete, actionable goals. So it's not just a dream in your head, but it becomes like a blueprint that you can follow to enable you to reach your goals. So let's set an example. If you say, I want to grow professionally, that sounds good, but it's not actionable because you cannot describe me the 10 concrete steps that you're going to take to actually grow. It's too vague. But if you say, I want to secure a project manager role within 12 months, now that's clear, that's measurable, and that's actionable. You can build a reverse engineering strategy in to help you reach that goal, which you can't with a vague objective like I want to grow. So if you want to be a project manager within 12 months, what you're going to do, you're going to look at project manager role postings, analyze exactly what they're requiring for that role, what types of certifications, what types of degrees, what types of experiences, what types of, including what types of personal qualities that they required for this job, for this position. And then you can build a clear plan. You can say, okay, I've got this, I've got the right degree, but maybe this key certification that every company is asking for, I don't have it. So within 12 months, I can build a plan to actually get that certification. Or maybe I miss I don't know, I miss self-esteem, or I'm not discreet enough, or whatever personal quality that they require. And you can start working on that, reading books about it, taking coaching sessions in order to build that quality within those 12 months. And then you have a clear reverse engineering plan to help you achieve your goal. So now it's your turn. So I'm giving you again this key. This is an exercise that you can do on your own. Define 3 goals. So short term, mid-term, and long-term goals. So short term, we're speaking 2 to 3 years. Midterms, we're speaking 5 years, and long term, we're speaking 10. And now think progression and not perfection. And if you can come back to that previous slide, so your goals need to be smart. No, I wanted to smart. Use the SMART method. So your goal needs to be specific. It's not just I want to grow, but I want to be this specific position. Like I was saying that when I was writing my vision, I said I want to be a journalist in a prominent Pan-African media outlet. So it was not just any outlet, it was a Pan-African one. It was just not no mom and pop's one. It had to be a big name. And I wanted to be what? I wanted to be a journalist. I didn't want to be another position. So it has to be specific. It has to be measurable. So you need to have, for this one who is working in suivi évaluation, you need to have specific metrics that you can identify that will help you measure your progress and know if you're headed in the right direction. It needs to be achievable. So we want to dream big, but also we want something that can be reasonably achievable if you're making efforts. Like I was saying previously, I give you the example, like I want to be the next secretary. Like if I say, for instance, I want to be the next secretary general at the end of the year because there is an election, then it can be specific. It's specific. It's measurable. It's by the end of the year, so we will know in 6 months whether I made the cut or not. But it's not achievable because right now I'm not like in the. You need a certain background. You need a certain clout in order to become a secretary general. You need to have the support of your state, etc., which I don't have, which clearly don't make me a good candidate for that position right now. Maybe if I work on it for 10 years or 5 years, it can be achievable, but right now it's not achievable. So it has to be relevant, and it has to be time bound. So these are the five elements that you need to have a good uh, a good a good goal, like a goal that you can actually achieve, that you can actually get motivated to get. So and when I say achievable, it's not to encourage you to dream little, but it's, for instance, if I say that I want to lose 50 pounds by tomorrow, then this is not an achievable goal. But if I say that I want to lose 50 pounds by next year, then this is achievable. If I eat right, if I exercise, etc., I can reach my goal. So sometimes it's just a matter of setting the right time frame for the goal to make it achievable or not achievable. So you can take time to think of short-term goals, so where you want to be headed in 2-3 years from now, where you want to be headed in 5 years from now, and where you want to be headed in the long term, so 10 years plus from now. And again, think progression and not perfection. Now, once you can jot that down. If you have a journal, you can write your goals there, and then you're going to go for a second phase where you're going to refine your goals using the SMART method. And so again, you're going to make them precise, you're going to add timelines, and you're going to make them real and achievable. If you break them if you if you break them down by little steps, and little steps that are achievable. So you have phase 1 or step 1 and step 2 and step 3 and step 5 and step 10 until you reach your goal. So I don't know if someone would like to be our not cobaye, if so, some or guinea pig for this, in order to have it's like if it to show you practically how you do it. Would someone of you, one person, I just need one person to share one goal, and so we can refine it together, and so all of you know the process and can repeat it at home. Do I have a volunteer?
Yeah, you have a volunteer. Miss Ari wants to volunteer.
Okay. So can you share your dream, your dream or your goal, Miss Ari? Just one goal, and we can work on it together. Please open your mic or drop it in the comment. Let me go back. Did you write any? Okay, you would like to start a small business. Okay. So, like we said, so you need to be so first, so this is nice. This is a nice goal, and I totally encourage you to have a business of your own if you can. This is very important. So let's work the 5 letters of the SMART acronym. So you need to be specific. First, specific. You say a small business. So what is to you a small business? And yeah, what is to you a small business? So what type of business, in which line of industry, and what do you mean by small? Does it mean that you're going to only make, I don't know, 1 million CFA francs of gross revenue per year, or that you're going to be making 500,000? Small business, what is a small business, and in which line of industry? Okay, I understand, but do you know what type of business? Okay, you would like to sell perfumes. Okay, so first thing, so now instead of I would like to start a small business, your goal is going to be written like that. So I would like to start a, a business selling perfumes, um, which is already more specific. How much would you like to be grossing per year with that business, or per month? Because you want it to complement your salary. How much will you be raking in? Okay, so I would like to be starting a business selling, a perfume business selling business that will help me to earn 1,500,000 per month. Okay. Will you be selling online? Will you have a shop? Will you be selling door to door? Online, okay. So I will be starting. So this is the specific. Huh? We're just in the specific. So you want a perfume selling. Okay. So it will be a part-time online business selling perfumes. So you see already we're being much more specific than just I want to start a small business, which doesn't mean anything. You could be selling fruits, you could be selling clothes, you could be selling phones. You see, now we've narrowed it down, and it's now much more specific. We started with the measurable, so you would like to make 1,500,000 per month. So roughly, yeah, if you know the price of a bottle of perfume, how many bottles of perfumes, or how many clients would you need to get each month to make those 1,500,000? Because if a bottle is 30,000, then you would need 5 clients. Well, I'm not counting taxis and everything. Maybe 6 clients or 7. If you count all the, si on compte les charges, maybe 6 or 7 clients. But then if a bottle is 10,000, then you would need 15 clients. Then have you made those calculations? How much does a perfume cost on average? In average, 8,000. Okay. So you would need like maybe 12 to 13 clients. So now that's measurable. You make 1,500 and you need to get 12 clients. So so you can write that down. So your goal is to have 12 clients per month in order to make those 1,500,000. Now that's measurable. 12 clients, like that's measurable. It's achievable as well. It's not too much, I think, and you can definitely reach 12 clients online. I think it's relevant to you. What are you? Why do you need this extra money for? Do you have a clear idea what you're going to do with that extra cash? You don't need to share that because it might be private, but is it clear in your mind? Is it to help your mom? Is it to Okay, you have a clear need in mind, because when the need is clear, when your why is clear, this is when you will get the motivation in spite of all the hurdles, in spite of all the whatever may come your way, motivation to actually get up and do it and look for those 12 clients per month. Okay, and now it's time bound. So you know that if you start, when are you going to start? Are you going to, because you said you wanted to start selling? Do you want to start in May? Do you want to start in June? Do you want to start in April? And how much do you maybe make a small plan? Maybe the first month, will you get those 12 clients the first month, like from the onset, or will you reach this 12 clients goal after 3 months, after 4 months? And these are things that you can also write down. And then you have a specific, so it's a business, a perfume business. It's measurable. You need to make 1,500,000, and for that you need to reach 12 clients per month. It's achievable. It's relevant because you have this specific plan or this specific project that you want to fund with this extra cash. And it's also time bound because okay, we didn't say, but you want to start next month, or you want to start in 2 weeks, or you need to define a starting date, and you need to define after how many month or days you will be reaching those 12 for the first time, hit the 12 client mark per month. Okay. So is it clear with the rest of us how you work from like maybe a big general idea to something that is using the SMART method to a SMART goal? So something specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You're welcome, Miss Ari. Okay. So you can do that. You can do that with your own goals. And now you have like clear, specific objectives that you need to reach. Okay, now talking from goals to action. This is where most people fail. They set goals, but they don't act. And a goal without a plan is just a wish. So now if now that you have your SMART goals, you need to work on an action plan. And you need to go priority goal by priority goal and break them down into actions, a deadline, and accountability. That's very important. And this is where the transformation begins. So here's a simple example. You notice how practical and measurable the actions are, and this is what creates results. So for instance, we've talked with Miss Array. We know that she needs to have 12 clients per month. Now she can start building an action plan. Like what are the specific measures that I need to take each month or each day or each week in order to get those 12 clients? She says that she wants to start her business online. So maybe she will have to first set up a Facebook page. This will be, or a TikTok account. That will be the first step. Now she needs to be posting about her perfumes every day. This is another step. And now maybe she will need to pay for some advertising on TikTok or Facebook in order to get more clients. Or maybe she will start in her office, going door to door to see her co-workers and offer her products, her perfume products to her colleagues. Maybe that's one step that she would need to take. And I don't know if someone has any more ideas of steps that she would need to take, but you need to break that down. So I know that I need 12 clients per month. What exactly will I be doing to get those 12 clients? And this is where you have your action plan, and this is where you get now practical about what you're going to do. So so I don't know. Yeah, would anyone have any more examples of the concrete steps that she would need to take in order to get those 12 clients? I've been telling a few, but I don't know if there are more that anyone can think of. But this is where you go from goals to action and from dream to reality. Voilà. Now one thing also that prevents people from reaching their goals. First thing is that they don't have a clear vision. They don't have a clear action plan. And the second is that they let sometimes second thoughts stop them. So if we you need also to be clear about that. what could stop you from achieving your goals? Sometimes people think they lack opportunities. Sometimes people lack self-confidence. Sometimes people doubt themselves, etc. But in reality, in most cases, what they often lack is just clarity, structure, and strategy. Because once you know exactly what you need to do, self-confidence most likely will vanish. You will start identifying opportunities where you didn't see them. So if you remember one thing, remember this: clarity leads to strategy, strategy leads to action, and action leads to results. You also need to have an accountability partner most of the times. This is very important because sometimes we get discouraged, sometimes we just procrastinate, and having someone you trust, someone you love, and who loves you back, who can hold you accountable for your actions, is something that is going to be very determinant in your achieving your specific goals. So if you can, it can be your best friend, it can be your husband or wife, it can be your mother or father, it can be your brother or sister, it can be, I don't know, any colleague or mentor that you have, and someone who loves you, not someone who will nag you or drag you down, but someone who will hold you accountable. You said you were going to do this week. Where are you with that? Did you start already, etc.? This is a key element in success. So, well, your future is not something that you wait for. It's something that you build intentionally and step by step. You most likely cannot become Secretary General overnight or lose those 50 pounds overnight, but step by step, you can actually reach any goal that you set yourself to. And voila. So if you want support to go further, to help you refine your goals, improve your positioning, accelerate your career, like I said, or like Marita said, I offer also coaching services and CV reviews. So feel free to reach out. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn. And now it would be time to take questions. Thank you for your time and your engagement. And I'd be happy to answer your questions. Yes. So yeah, can you go back on the obstacles? I forgot to talk about discipline. Yes. So these are the main obstacles that you can. So like I was saying, fear. It can be lack of self-esteem. It can be fear of failure, fear of success, fear of anything. Self-discipline. You like to procrastinate. You have trouble working day to day on your goals. It can be strategy, but if you have a clear vision and an action plan already disappears, the strategy. And then the network is you never succeed alone. You always need destiny helpers. You always need people who are like, who can be like, even just being your accountability partner, that's already part of your network. And that's very important to help you overcome obstacles. Okay. Thank you. And so thank you for attention, and back to you for the questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Madam Rosemary. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, my phone was echoing. Thank you so much for these some this knowledge you've been sharing with us for the last couple of minutes. I hope this is impacting those we have as participants today. So, I just wanted again to find out. Anyway, before we progress, we have Miss Array's hand up. You might want to unmute yourself and then ask your questions, guys. Okay, I wanted to say this. Please, we've dropped a link in the chat. Please help us provide a feedback for today's session as it helps us, monitor our changes. It helps us to track how to improve our sessions. Please help us fill. We have 30 people on the call. If we could have all your feedback. And again, it is anonymous. We don't need to know your name. We do not need to have a lot of your personal details. It's just focused on improving the session on a daily basis. So please feel comfortable. Just feel comfortable sharing with us the information. It will make our sessions even way, way better off. So please, Miss Ari, um, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you, Marita and Rose, for this amazing session. My question goes to Rose. Like you said, it's easy to make smart goals and determine a vision board, but if you don't have like a motivation, how about those that just know that they need extra money? Is it not possible to have a goal without something that motivates you? Like, can I not want to keep money and say, I'm just keeping money? I don't know what I want to do with this money, but I just want to have it. Is that something which is okay?
No, it's okay, but the thing is, if you don't like, like if you don't know, if you don't have a clear specific need for this money, because temptation will arise. Like you will see, I don't know, this shiny dress, or you will see this nice wig that you want to have, or you will have, I don't know, someone will invite you maybe to go to a trip somewhere, maybe to Kribi, or I don't know. There are so many occasions to spend money. And if you don't have, if you haven't identified like a clear need, like if you know that, let's say my goal is that I need money because I don't know, because boom, I don't know, let's say because I want to save for, I want to save for a trip, for instance. If I have this clear goal in my mind, my friend might invite me to the restaurant. I will say no because I know that this money needs to go somewhere specific. Do you see what I mean? But if you don't have a specific goal, temptations will arise and you have no specific reason to say no. So you will say yes. Unless you're someone who's like really hyper self-disciplined. But psychology shows us that if you don't have a clear why, then you will go astray. So because especially when it comes to money, there are so many equations to spend every day. So if you know that you're spending your money because I don't know, you want to send your kid to a specific school, then you have a why that is so strong that whatever temptation, whatever occasion, whatever thing may arise, you will say no because you have a clear reason to say no. But if you don't, of course you sometimes you will do it and sometimes you won't do it. Sometimes you will save, sometimes you will splurge on yourself. Because there is no specific why as to why you want to do it. If you know that, I don't know, you're saving money because you need to pay a surgery for your mama, you're going to be saving every penny, and whatever people are going to offer you or whatever, you will say no because you have a strong why. So that's what is important. Of course, you can just set goals and have no specific reasons, but then you won't be strong on them. I don't know if that's answers your question.
Yes, Rose, thank you so much for that. That answers my question completely. I think I'll give the floor now to any other person who has another question. Thank you.
So, guys, you could feel comfortable dropping your question in the chat, or you can just raise your hand and then we'll give you the floor. Anyone else with a question or a suggestion or a contribution? Anyone who wants to share their experience or ask a question? I know we have our Francophone colleagues on the call. You could feel comfortable raising your hand, come in, speak in
Oui.
French. We have interpretation. So, yes, please. Yeah, for those who speak French, feel
Pour les
comfortable. You can speak in French.
Voilà, n'hésitez
Ok.
pas, je parle français, je peux répondre aussi. Désolée, j'ai fait la présentation en anglais parce qu'il y avait plus d'anglophones sur le call, mais si vous avez des questions aussi sur voilà, les objectifs, comment se fixer des objectifs clairs, n'hésitez pas. Sinon, si c'est que tout était clair, on peut, on peut se séparer alors.
D'accord. All right.
S'il y a des questions, commentaires.
Okay, well, we can take, there are some comments which were dropped while you were going on. Maybe I'll just read it. The Tamanjong said, I started as an enumerator for 2 years at DRC, took verified courses from Harvard and in child protection theory and practice and humanitarian response to disaster and conflicts, but I can always pick a caregiver job while looking forward to becoming a child protection specialist. Okay? And Winnie said, bien sûr qu'on accepte des jobs juste pour survivre. Parfois, ils n'ont rien à voir avec notre formation, notre passion, mais ils payent la facture. Donc, on oublie nos rêves.
Ce que j'allais dire à Winnie, pardon, hein, Narita, excuse-moi.
Oui,
En
oui,
fait,
oui. Yeah,
ce que j'allais dire à Winnie, c'est de ne pas oublier ses rêves, mais peut-être les mettre, pas en attente, mais c'est-à-dire les mettre en background. C'est-à-dire, tu prends ce job parce que bon, tu as des factures à payer, etc., etc. Tu prends ce job comment dire, tu prends ce job alimentaire qui se présente à toi, mais tu n'oublies pas le rêve qui bat au fond de ton cœur et tu continues de poser des action steps spécifiques pour atteindre ce rêve. Donc, tu peux être en train de flipping burgers, tu, tu peux être en train de travailler à McDonald's ou whatever, je sais pas quel boulot, ou faire des grillades quelque part dans un coin du marché, mais tu continues à faire ces certifications en ligne, tu continues à faire ton réseautage, tu continues à rencontrer des gens dans ton secteur, tu continues à chercher des mentors qui peuvent t'entourer de mentors qui peuvent t'aider à atteindre tes objectifs. Tu continues, c'est-à-dire à poser des action steps qui t'emmènent dans ce que tu veux, tout en ayant ce job alimentaire ou tout en ayant ce job qui n'est pas en lien avec tes qualifications, en fait.
d'accord. Donc, il y avait encore une autre réaction. Il y avait quelqu'un, il y a Kelvin, qui dit que j'aimerais solliciter votre avis d'experte sur les critères de recrutement actuels au sein des ONG internationales et du système des Nations Unies. Selon vous, le master est-il devenu un prérequis absolu pour intégrer ces structures ou une spécialisation technique solide? Ma certification internationale en child protection peut-elle construire une alternative suffisante pour accéder à des postes de terrain ou de coordination?
Alors, c'est une excellente question. J'allais dire, la compétition est telle, on va pas se mentir, hein, la compétition est telle dans le secteur des OIG et du système des Nations Unies qu'avoir les diplômes plus certification, c'est-à-dire la certification. Alors, quand on voit comment dire, les offres de poste hein, qui passent, on dit soit le master, soit en lieu et place la licence et c'est-à-dire, par exemple, ça va être le master plus 4 ans d'expérience, ou bien la licence et 7 ans d'expérience, ou la licence et 8 ans d'expérience. Maintenant, avec juste une certification, je ne sais pas si tu as un master ou un bachelor, au en plus de ta certification, je pense que la certification seule, je dirais, ne suffit pas. Et pas parce que ça n'a pas de valeur, mais parce qu'il y a tellement la compétition. Et il faut imaginer que la compétition s'est même encore accrue avec la problématique de sortie des États-Unis de beaucoup d'agences. Il y a énormément de collègues qui travaillaient dans les agences des Nations Unies qui sont maintenant sur le marché du travail. Donc, vous êtes en compétition. Donc, il y avait la compétition habituelle qui était déjà très forte. Et là, il y a en plus des anciens des systèmes des Nations Unies qui sont sur le marché du travail et qui sont en compétition avec vous. Donc, le truc c'est-à-dire, c'est vraiment sérieux. Et je pense la certification doit venir en plus du diplôme, mais ne pas forcément la remplacer. Et puis aussi toutes les expériences de terrain que vous pouvez avoir, c'est-à-dire même dans les ONG, même en bénévolat. Faites-les en fait pour vraiment, comment dire, pour vraiment donner de la valeur à votre CV en fait. Voilà. Je ne sais pas, Kevin, si ça répond à ta question. Mais voilà, dites-vous que la compétition est vraiment sévère en fait. Et puis surtout sur les postes bon, déjà les postes nationaux, il y a quand même de la compétition. Surtout sur les postes internationaux, là, vous êtes en compétition avec les gens du monde entier. Quand on recrute pour un poste international, donc il y a des Africains qui vont candidater, il y a des Européens, il y a des Américains, il y a des Asiatiques, tout le monde va candidater pour le même poste. Donc la compétition est vraiment sévère. On voit ça un peu sur LinkedIn, parce que quand les agences publient leurs annonces sur LinkedIn, et qu'est-ce que je voulais dire? Et on voit le nombre de gens qui ont candidaté ou le nombre de noms le nombre de gens qui ont postulé sur l'offre. Et on voit en même pas une journée, parfois il y a déjà 100 personnes qui ont cliqué sur l'offre. Bon, tout le monde n'a pas le profil dans les 100, mais il y a quand même des gens qui ont le profil. Donc la compétition, elle y est, hein. La compétition y est. Et plus votre profil est solide, pas forcément solide en diplôme, mais aussi solide en expérience sur le terrain, plus ça vous donne de chance.
Okay. Thank you so much. Kevin, I don't know if that speaks to your concern. Thank you so much, Nadine, for your feedback in the chat. Are there any more questions? Okay, Kevin G, merci, reçu. D'accord. Autre question? Any other question, please, so that we can respond to you deeply. So maybe as a remark, or maybe just as an addition, I see that Dr. Yvette is on the call and she works with UNFPA. Maybe she can just add a little more to the response that Madam Rose has provided. Docteur, vous êtes là? I don't know if she's still on the call. Okay. Oops, maybe her network gave her out. Okay. All right. So, Burial, you're on the call. Would you want to add a thing? If you're still on the call, would you want to add a thing or two in this regard before we call it off? Okay. Burial, if you're speaking, you're still muted. Okay. All right. So if not, thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Madam Rose,
You're welcome.
for yeah, I'm very grateful that you're able to make out time. I know how tight your schedule was, and you're still able to make out time for us today. And when I see the comment in the chat, I am also excited that it was a very impactful session. Yeah, Cindy says, thank you for the great session. She's learned a lot about turning goals into action. Okay, that's super amazing. Thank you so much for the feedback. We're
I'm
going
going
to
to send
structure.
you, sorry, Marita, I'm going to send you, and you can share with the participants. I'm going to share you a sheet, a spreadsheet, with tables that they can fill in, and that will help them to actually that are going over the same questions that I asked during our session, and that will help them to turn their goals into action. They can choose whatever goal they want to work on, and with this worksheet, they can actually turn them into an action plan.
Okay, great. Great. That's going to be super, super amazing. Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to that, and I'll go ahead and share that with participants since we have a WhatsApp group. I think that's going to be very helpful. Okay. All right. I see a lot of hearts coming up. I see some claps coming up too, which means people are okay. So please kindly fill the form we've sent to you. We're in the first session of the year. One key request that was made by Owawa, thank you so much. We see you, Winnie. Thank you. That was made by participants was to get attestations of participation at the end of sessions or webinars like this. So please kindly fill the evaluation form, excuse me, so that if we should get a template to work with before our next session, we're going to see how to, you know, we didn't request for your name, but we're going to send another form to the group, which would be focused on collecting, or just give me a minute rather. We're going to update the form. So those who were here today, we see we had 31 participants to today. We're going to add a name section to the form. It's the same link. So please copy out the link because we are not going to send this link to the group. Okay. So that we do not have people who didn't attend the session joining in. So please fill it out. Please fill it out. And then, bonsoir à tous, merci pour le webinaire. Pouvez-vous renvoyer le lien? Ok, quel lien? Le lien de truc, the link I'm talking about pour le formulaire.
Peut-être le formulaire.
Ok, d'accord, d'accord. Okay, I'll join again here. Yes, Kingsley.
Recording in progress. Yes, Kingsley. Recording in progress. Yes, Kingsley. Recording in progress. Kingsley. Recording in progress. Kingsley. Recording in progress.
Okay, so I just dropped the link again. Please, if you filled before, please just fill again. Just fill the form again so that we can pick your name from it. Put your name as you'd want it to appear on this attestation. Before our next session, we would use the same names to fill the attestation and then share with you. So I guess this should be, if you can fill the form by the end of today, from Monday, we'll start working on the attestation of participation. So if there are no other questions, please, if you're on the call, please fill out the form. You can copy the link to the form. There are 29 people, so we are looking forward to 29 or 30 responses, I'll say. So thank you very much, Madam Rose. Are there any final words you would like to add before we say our goodbyes?
Oh no, and just I think I said it all during the session. So don't hesitate to dream and to dream big. Dreaming is one ability that that God gave us, and we can use it to our advantage in order to shape a direction in your life and in our life, and walk with intentionality instead of walking aimlessly through life and ending up at the end of our days being grudgy and voilà, comment dire, frustrated and everything. When you work with intentionality, you are more you are a happier person because you everything becomes congruent with who you are, and you become more épanoui, fulfilled, etc. So work with intentionality and don't walk aimlessly through life.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, one last request from my side would be to ask, you've written a couple of books yourself. Are you able to share some of these links when you're sending the presentation so that on the phone, or if you have any of them that are accessible at the moment, maybe
Yeah.
if you,
Wait a second. Just give me a
okay,
second. They are on Amazon. So the book
okay.
is about wait a second. So can I get that quickly? Okay. Rebondir. It's in English and French. Voilà. It's here. All right. So this is the link to the book in French on Amazon. Oh, sorry. The link is so long. Okay, modify link. Well, I'm sending it like this. I didn't want it to appear. It's so long. It's wait a second. Supprimer.
So
Okay.
while she prepares her link, if you have the URL to your
Yeah,
own LinkedIn
yeah.
account, please drop.
Okay. So this is in French, and let me find it in English as well. Unemployment. Okay. Voilà. This is in English. Voilà. Voilà. So you have the two links. The first one is the link of the book in French, and the second one is the link of the book in English. Well, I'm a person of faith, though, so I'm of Christian faith. So this interweaves personal development and Christian faith and principles for career success. So this is what the book is about.
Okay. Nice. So please, guys, if you have your URL to your LinkedIn, please drop it in the chat.
Ah, yes.
We-
Okay. Okay. The
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Please, everybody drop, because this is a new way we use to help people connect with each other, even after the webinar. So LinkedIn is like your online CV. So if you would like, If you'd like others to connect with you after this webinar, just like Madame Roslyn is about doing, Madame Rose is about doing, please copy the URL to your LinkedIn profile and share here. Others will click at one go and then they would access you. So please, okay, so yeah, Madam Rosemary has shared her LinkedIn. If you'd like to engage with her, please follow her. You might have further questions to ask her right after the webinar. So feel comfortable to follow her on LinkedIn. Engage with her. Okay, Cindy has also dropped her LinkedIn profile. Please click and follow her. Apollonia has also dropped hers or his. Please click and follow them. Click and follow them. This is how you build your professional network. This is how you build your professional network. Please send in follow Madame Rose. Please follow her so that you have other questions you can direct to her. I know that during the evaluation session in January, a lot of people were asking questions around being in touch with the guest speakers whom we bring on the platform. So please follow her. She will be sharing the Excel sheet later on. So you could follow her. So if you have any additional questions right after the session, you can go over to her and ask as many questions as you may wish. So as you get following from the platform, please go ahead and follow the people who followed you back. If that makes sense, if at all that makes sense. So this is how you build your professional network from platforms like this one. Okay. So we've come to the end of today's webinar. We've tried to really keep it on time, like before, unlike before. So thank you. I want to again give okay, Kingsley, that's Kingsley's account. Please follow him. I want to give again shout out to Siko Garnison, the ST Students Association, who are helping us with this amazing job of interpretation backstage. Sankofa and Pixel Muse. Thank you so much, guys. If you need any of their services, please feel comfortable to reach out to them. Pixel Muse does an amazing job. Sankofa also works around career development related work as well, especially around public health. So you can always link up with them. If you also need interpretation services for your conferences, please book the services of the ASTI Students Association. If you were listening to the interpretation on the other side, you would attest that they do an amazing job. So if you ever need interpretation services, yeah, MISPA, please you guys follow up with MISPA. If you ever need interpretation services, please link up with them and they'll provide you just what you're listening to. At Siko Garnison, they also provide a lot of career coaching and development services as well. So if you ever need any of the services, reach out and I'm more than happy to link you up with any of those institutions. If you ever need timely graphic designing services, Pixel Muse is your go-to. So if you ever need any of this, again, like I said, reach out to me and I'm more than happy to link you up with any of them. So we've come to the end of today's session and I want to thank everybody who shared the flyers, who reposted the links to today's webinar. Thank you very much for all that you've been doing, and we see you, we hear you, and I pray God blesses you abundantly. So we are still going to go by the plan we designed in January. We're looking forward to getting another amazing speaker for the month of April. And up until then, let's stay in touch, and I wish you a very splendid day. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.